It starts simply. A new neighbor moves in, a teenager gets their first car, and suddenly, the unspoken parking order on your street is upended. The spot you've parked in for years is now taken by a stranger. At first, it's a minor annoyance. You walk a little farther. But when it keeps happening, that annoyance grows into quiet resentment. It's not just about convenience anymore. It feels personal, like someone's broken a rule everyone should know. This is how neighborhood parking wars begin. Not with shouting, but with the silent closing of a car door in the wrong place. We tell ourselves it's trivial, but the anger is real. These disputes can turn friendly waves into icy glares, and polite greetings into muttered curses. They reveal how quickly trust between neighbors can crumble over a few feet of curb. Across the country, stories abound, passive-aggressive notes, cars blocked in, even vandalism. Police are called, but there's rarely a law being broken. Yet the sense of injustice feels as real as any crime. Why do these conflicts feel so intense? Because they happen where we're supposed to feel safest, at home. A parking spot is the last barrier between the public world and our private sanctuary. When that's threatened, it feels like an invasion. It's a daily reminder that someone is disregarding your routine and your unspoken claim. The battle for the curb is rarely just about parking. It's about respect, boundaries, and the need to feel secure at home. These wars simmer in silence until they don't. The curb becomes a battleground for dignity and belonging, and all it takes is one car in the wrong spot to set it off. The question is, why does it matter so much? Why do we get so attached to a public parking spot? It's all about human psychology. We're territorial by nature, seeking control over the spaces we frequent. A parking spot used daily becomes part of our extended territory, even if it's not legally ours. This is the endowment effect. We value what we feel is ours, even if it's just by habit. Social norms reinforce this. Unwritten rules about who parks where, who gets the closest spot. When someone breaks these codes, it feels like a personal slight, triggering a primal response. It's also about routine and predictability. Losing your spot disrupts your day and adds stress. The car itself is an extension of your personal space, and parking close to home feels safer. Forced to park farther away, anxiety creeps in. Will your car be safe? Will it even be there in the morning? The fight for a parking spot is really a fight for peace of mind. It's about control in a chaotic world. That's why a small inconvenience can spark such big emotions. The curb isn't just asphalt, it's a psychological boundary. The rules of curbside parking are invisible. No signs, no lines, just a shared understanding among long-term residents. Newcomers can't see these rules, so conflict is almost inevitable. Long-time parkers feel entitled to their spot, believing tenure grants them privileges. This creates an in-group of veterans and an out-group of newcomers. The dispute becomes about belonging, not just parking. When invisible rules are broken, emotions flare. First a glare, then a slow walk past the offending car. Then, the infamous note. Notes range from polite to hostile, emboldened by anonymity. For the recipient, it's jarring. They parked legally, yet feel targeted and unwelcome. Instead of understanding, the note creates an adversarial dynamic. The writer feels justified. The recipient feels attacked. The invisible lines have been crossed, and now real battle lines are drawn. What started as a parking issue becomes a fight for acceptance. The curb is now a stage for neighborhood drama. Parking disputes rarely stay at the level of angry notes. They escalate, first to confrontations, then to property-based aggression. Boxing in cars, minor vandalism, and even threats can follow. The conflict shifts from parking to pride and dominance. Fear grows. Home no longer feels safe. Sometimes these battles spill into outright violence, fights, injuries, even tragedy. It's shocking that a parking spot can lead here, but it happens. The escalation ladder is real, and each step is more dangerous. What began as a silent feud can become a life-altering conflict, all over a few feet of curb. The cost of winning can be far too high. Gender plays a powerful role in parking conflicts. Women, especially those living alone, are disproportionately targeted and harassed. The aggression is often more personal, tinged with misogyny and intimidation. For some men, a woman parking in their spot is seen as a challenge to authority. Tactics shift from confrontation to stalking-like behaviors, watching, following, making comments. The message is clear: you're being watched, you're not safe. Reporting this behavior is often met with dismissal. It's just a parking spot. For single mothers, the stakes are even higher. Parking instability becomes a safety issue for their children. The conflict is weaponized, turning a parking dispute into a campaign of control. It's not about the car, it's about power. And for women, the threat is all too real. I've parked here for 10 years. It feels like a strong argument, but legally, it means nothing. Unless a spot is deeded or assigned in a lease, it's public property. Police can't force someone to move a legally parked car just to appease a neighbor. The law only intervenes when things turn criminal: harassment, vandalism, or assault. The original offense of taking a spot isn't recognized. In apartments or HOAs, written rules may apply. Read your lease or bylaws. If there's a violation of a written rule, you have recourse. Otherwise, your only legal tool is to document harassment or crime. The law protects your safety, not your parking habit. Know the difference, it matters. When a parking dispute escalates, your best defense is documentation. Start a log: date, time, details of every incident, photograph notes, blocked cars, and any damage. Security cameras and doorbell cams are invaluable. This evidence is crucial for police reports, restraining orders, or defending yourself against false accusations. Organized documentation turns vague complaints into a clear pattern of harassment. Back up your evidence and share it with someone you trust. In stressful moments, it's easy to forget details. Let your records speak for you. Documentation protects you and holds aggressors accountable. Don't rely on memory. Let the facts build your case. A few seconds with your phone can make all the difference. Navigating a parking war is about safety, not winning. Avoid direct confrontation. Don't engage with aggressive neighbors. Retreat, lock your door, and prioritize your well-being. Report harassment early, to your landlord, HOA, or police. Provide documented evidence to create an official record. Know your rights. Read your lease or HOA rules, and understand local laws. If the rules are on your side, let the authorities enforce them. Install security cameras and keep your phone handy, especially at night. Share your situation with trusted friends or neighbors. Don't suffer in silence. Support can deter aggressors. Your peace of mind is paramount. It's better to park farther away and feel safe than to live in fear. Protect your space, but protect yourself first. These battles are rarely just about parking. They're about power, control, and respect. For many, the curb is the last thing they feel they can control in a chaotic world. For women, it's also about safety and autonomy, and the threat that comes with being challenged. The demand to move your car often carries the message: you don't belong here. If you've experienced this, your fear and anger are valid. These conflicts reflect larger societal issues, right outside your front door. You didn't ask for this fight, but you have a right to defend your peace. To every woman who's felt targeted, you're not alone. This is about more than a parking spot. It's about your right to feel safe. And that's a right worth fighting for.